Welcome to the talk show of William Angliss Institute SLIIT. Today I am here at a very different location, deep down south of the country. I am here at Doubletree by Hilton Rajavarna Resort. It's a different episode for all of us. We have never seen and we have never done episode outdoor. This is the first time we have come out from our studios to do a episode with our role models. We are in the season 3 role models. We have completed our alumni episodes. 17 alumni already been featured in the talk show. Now we are here with the talk show season 3, our role models. We have Krishanta Damunupola, the general manager of this resort. It's a magnificent resort here to talk about his experience, his life and hoteliering and how it goes. Hi Krishanta.
Hi Kasun. Welcome to Doubletree by Hilton Rajavarna Weerawila Resort.
Thank you. We are honored to have you to our talk show.
It's a pleasure to have you, Kasun.
Today's discussion point is all about Hilton brand presence in Sri Lanka. Krishanta, I want to hear from you about Hilton brand presence in Sri Lanka because it's new. It's not really new for us, but it's happening. It's very famous and matured in Sri Lanka. But from your point of view, what are your expansions in Sri Lanka?
Yeah, Hilton and Sri Lanka goes together. I mean, Hilton is the only brand that weathered the storm. I mean, as you know, during the tough times, most of the brands that were in Sri Lanka left our shores. But Hilton weathered the storm.
Yeah.
And we came out of the tough times.
Even in the beginning, 1987 in Colombo, it's a
what happened
time, yeah.
Because there's this zone where a lot of things happen in and around Hilton, Colombo, but we survived, and then we hit the good times, and the expansion started. And I'm proud to say that after 23 years waiting has come to an end, and here we are in Weerawila. I mean, what can I say?
The third property, Hilton third property.
For a short period, like very soon, the fourth one, the fifth one, they're all lined up, right? Sky is the limit, I would say,
It
for
is.
the brand. Yeah.
Our very first role model was Geetanjali Chakravarti. She's working for Hilton Yala. So today we are here, Hilton Weerawila or Doubletree by Hilton.
Doubletree by Hilton Weerawila Rajavarna Resort.
See, the proper name. So Krishna, now what is your motto or the vision for your customers who's coming to Weerawila?
Given the COVID-19 background, I think we are here to create another home for the guests who are looking for a home away from home. That's what we are here.
It is a home.
Yeah,
it is a home. Your hospitality, your staff, then your property is fantastic.
Yeah.
So explain us.
Yeah, thing is the situation that we are all in. What you hear at the moment is like hotels are closing down and all these stuff. But here, Doubletree by Hilton Weerawila opened its doors, right? I mean, it's something pretty unusual to hear because even if you look at the social media or the electronic media, hotel opening at this junction, I mean, it's something amazing. So we want to...
It's really amazing. No one is doing at this moment.
Yeah, that's true. And we want to go against the tide. And we have done it in the past. And we have shown that we can do it. I think this will be a new beginning for the industry in Sri Lanka. So let's make it happen. I mean, we need to have positive vibes. I mean, we are always talking about, not good things.
No.
But let's make good things happen so that we will at least make people believe that impossible can be met.
So, very good. So, impossible as possible or impossible
That's nothing
possible.
like that.
Yeah, I am possible, it's
Yeah.
always. See, in this context now, how do you really attract customers during this point of
I mean, I must tell you, the response is amazing. I mean, I think I must say that we get average 60 to 70 calls asking for accommodation. I mean, even I'm surprised. I'm surprised, to be honest. Where's this demand coming from? But it's coming from Sri Lanka, not from overseas, right? So people still want to experience new products, the industry. So this is an opportunity for them, right? So I mean, the demand is there, right? So it's up to us to create that, environment.
It's a unique experience from the time of arrival to the reception and everywhere. So it's a different experience.
Yeah, Kasun, is a hidden thing. I mean, when you get down from your car, you see a closed door. We have done it purposely, right?
It is a closed door.
It is a closed door. You don't have a doorman. And when you get close to the entrance, it opens up. That's what we want to create, like a hidden beauty. And then the door opens and you see this picturesque, beautiful lake right in front of you. Right, that's what we want to
Correct.
create. Yeah.
Thank you. So the other point of view, what I wanted to see again, your the presence here in Weerawila. Any particular reason for you to come to Weerawila? So there are other.
Let me put it this way. Actually, this property is owned by KDU Group. Actually, our chairman, Mr. Samanupasena, they're into tea. So they want, because this land belongs to them, and they wanted to put up a hotel. So they did put up a hotel, and then they decided to give the management to a reputed management company. So this is how we entered into the scene. So they approached us saying that we have a beautiful property and whether would like to take over the management. So since this was built, and then we were invited, and then we came, looked at the property, and we were delighted, right? And so
you mean to say the land and
no, it was already built.
The property was built.
Yeah, so we took over the management, and now we are here because we have Hilton brand here, and now we have this DoubleTree by Hilton. It's a quite known brand all over the world, but maybe a bit not heard of in Sri Lanka. But very soon, DoubleTree also will be a
hit
known
in Sri Lanka.
Definitely.
Now our talk show is in the segment of role model. We have already covered our alumni, or we call it homegrown talents. Now we have our role models. Today our role model is Mr. Krishanta Damunupola. We are at Weerawila. He is a role model. We would like to hear your story from Trinity days. Why don't you talk about from there?
Kasun, you know that I'm a Kandy boy, born, bred and studied in Kandy. So I finished my A-levels in 1992. And then I wanted to do a job, and then I was lucky enough to find employment at Aitken Spence. That was my first job. As soon as I left school, I did not stay at home even 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So I joined Ace Cargo, and I was working in Colombo, and then I got this good news. I got through my A-levels, and I got selected to the University of Colombo. But the sad news was that there was this queue, like I had to wait for 3 years to get into the
That's
university.
1992.
Yeah, due to JP insurrection, right? So there was this issue. So then I had to come back to Kandy. So I was living in Anivatta, and Hotel Topaz and the Tourmaline was just close to my house.
But you are working at Ace Cargo as well?
Yeah, I was working at Ace Cargo, and then I heard this news of getting selected to go to the university. Yeah. So I returned back to Kandy after 1 year.
Okay. So you resigned and came?
Yes, I resigned and came because we had this, before you get into the university, you had this class that you need to attend. That was held in Kandy. So then, since Topaz and the Tourmaline Hotel was close to my place, I did not want to kill time, and just I went there as a receptionist way back in 1993 or so. So I was working there. Then I got selected to the university, as you know, that they took us in 1995. This again brought me to Colombo. So I was in the university in the first year. Then I thought it's a bit,
which faculty?
Law faculty.
Law faculty.
Yeah. Right. And that was the toughest time in Colombo. So many explosions here and there. I mean, I can name it. So universities were closed most of the time. I mean, civilian life in the city was zero. So then I thought, okay, why not do something? And so here then again I wanted to join a hotel, and I got into Oberoi. So that was my first job in Colombo in a hotel. That was back in 1997.
Again in front office? In
front office. I worked as a telephone operator, reporting for work at 10 o'clock in the night, and comes back early in the morning, then go to uni, sleep a bit. And that was a nice life. But then again, unfortunately, it came to a point where the universities were closed most of the time. So actually, I can remember the GM at that time, Stefan Pfeiffer. So he asked me whether you would like to do a serious job, right? So this is how I ended up in the front office reception. I came as a reception supervisor, and then within a very short time, I became a assistant manager front office, and then a night manager.
So, but you left university?
I was doing it, but then again, Then again, I mean, when as I said, this is an accident. When I started taking responsibilities, I started liking the industry. I seriously was thinking, do I want to be a lawyer or to be a hotelier? But my parents were deadly against this. I mean, the dream was to see
come into hotels.
Yeah, and they said they wanted to see a lawyer coming out, after 4 or 5 years.
Do you have any regrets being
Not
hotel?
at all, not at all, not at all. So, when I became a night manager, it was tough. It was 500 odd room hotel. At that time, it was Oberoi, but towards the latter part, it became Colombo Plaza. So I was there.
The transition period.
Transition period. And it was very interesting, I would say. And then, I was there. But then again, I met one of the regular guests. I think his name was Ahmad Didi. Actually, he was the managing director of Universal Resorts, a well-known resort chain in Maldives. And that was the time that things were happening. So then I got a break at Mahabali Reach Hotel, but it was managed by Universal.
How long did you serve at Oberoi?
I was there for almost 4 years.
4 years.
Yeah. Then I had a small stint at Mahabali Reach Hotel, and then I took off to Seychelles to open one of their first overseas properties of Universal Resorts. That's called Le Brise Resort. It was one island, one resort concept. This was situated in an island called Silvet Island in Maldives. Sorry, in Seychelles. Yeah. Beautiful resort. So we opened that resort in 2006, if I'm not mistaken. And then we were managing that resort. I was there as a front office manager. And things changed. Hilton took over the management of that property in 2010. So that's how I entered Hilton family. Yeah.
So how about your pre-opening experience? Because it's very interesting. When I was talking to Geetanjali also, I asked the pre-opening experience, because in Sri Lanka, we are getting a lot of hotels now. We don't get these trained pre-opening general managers in the country. So what is your opinion or rather your experience?
See, my first experience when it's come to pre-opening was Le Brise, Seychelles. So I went there as a pre-opening member. So it took around 4 months to open the property. So that was my first pre-opening experience. Then I had this rare opportunity of converting that hotel into a fully fledged Hilton hotel. So it was a conversion experience, which was I think
this is 2010.
2010, because the property was a single owned or a chain property, Universal Resort. So when they signed the management agreement, so we had to convert the property into a fully fledged Hilton hotel. To do that, we had to go through the brand standards and we had to ensure that it's brand compliance. So we had to go through all the brand standards and see whether, the areas that needs to be rectified and so on and so forth. So we were able to convert it within 6 months. So even though it's not a pre-opening, but it's a conversion, but then again, it's more or less similar to a pre-opening as well. So once this was done, then I had this rare opportunity of going to quite a few places to be a task force member. I was in Malibu, in Equatorial Guinea, to open Hilton Malibu, right? That was a 3-month stint. Then I had opportunities to go to South Africa.
How was the environment? Was it rival or were you safe there?
This reminds me, like during the conflict time, a lot of people thought that Sri Lanka was not a safe destination. So this is how people have perceived the country, like they hear so many things happening, certain things happening in certain part of the island, but it's been reported from Colombo, right? So everybody thinks that Colombo is not safe. But we lived in Sri Lanka at that time, right? I mean, it's safer than now, right? So, I mean, it's like that. It's the media that should create this type of an sort of a buzz, like it's not safe and so on and so forth. But if you physically go there, like you see the difference. I don't think it was.
So then now you are moving to African region. You went to Seychelles, coming to African
I was based in Seychelles and doing the rounds, and I was there for almost 4 years. And then my VP at that time, his name was Assam Abuda. He called me and said, "There's an opportunity in Europe. Would you like to go?" I said, "Where?" I said, "Croatia." I have not heard of Croatia. I said, "Why not?" So this is how I ended up in Croatia. So after that stint, I went to Croatia. That was a well-established hotel. It's called Hilton Dubrovnik, a beautiful hotel in front of a old town. that was built in 2nd century, Ottoman Empire. Very busy hotel, 155 rooms. I mean,
So now you're serving as a capacity of front office manager,
ops manager. So I was in Dubrovnik as ops manager. I was in charge of the property, reporting to a cluster GM, because there was a GM in charge of 2 properties.
Okay.
We had a property in Zagreb, that's the capital of Croatia. We had a double tree over there, and then Dubrovnik is 900 kilometers away from Zagreb. So we had 2 properties.
Yeah.
So there I was there for 4 years. Yeah, that was interesting because that was a seasonal hotel. The summer the hotel was fully booked, but comes winter it was it was more or less. But very interesting. Game of Thrones was filmed in Dubrovnik, in the old city.
Okay.
So during the winter we had this crew and everybody. It's all almost full. So we had 2 months of filming sessions taking place in Dubrovnik, and it's a very famous series. Yeah.
So now you are in 3 different continents: Asia, Africa, and Europe.
Europe.
So which one you like most in your personal capacity?
I would say I like Africa. Tough terrain. I mean, it brings out everything in you, because it's, for me, survival of the fittest.
Okay.
Right. And it was really tough, and at least it helps you to understand how vulnerable or how good are you when it's come to tough terrains, right? So once you get that experience, I think going anywhere is not a problem. So coming to Europe really helped me that experience, right? Even Croatia was a very tough destination, based on socialist ideologies, right? I mean, so it was.
But it's a nice destination.
Very beautiful destination. We call it the Dubrovnik is a very famous city, and people loves to come there, right? And it's amazing. Like, I mean, I really liked it, my 4 years over there. But then I had stint in Georgia, right? And also I was in and out from Istanbul, which was around 1 hour's flight time. We opened 2 properties over there as well. Yeah.
So tell us about this Croatia experience, their people, the culture, which is very interesting. The entire world is now talking about Croatia for tourism.
It's hidden, but the culture, it's a Catholic nation, right? I mean, and it's different to Africa, of course. Like a very safe city, I was surprised. Like one of the safest cities in the world, right? And on top of that, like actually, Croatia is a part of former Yugoslavia, right? So they have these socialist ideologies.
Okay.
Right? So when it's come to labor, so very, very friendly legislative environment for them, right? I mean, so that's Croatia.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's changing since of then. Like, I mean, when they receive independence, I think things are changing. Croatia is more towards Western world, whereas Bosnia, Herzegovina, and all these other countries are.
What's the language there?
Croatian.
Croatian.
Yeah. Towards USSR. Right?
Okay.
So,
Croatian.
Yeah. So it's a nice country, a tourist destination. I mean, I think we are talking about 2.5 million tourist arrivals per year. And we are talking about 19 to 20 million tourist arrivals. On a given day, you have around 6-7 cruise ships coming to Dubrovnik. Around that brings around 10,000 passengers at any given time. I mean, it's amazing. That's called tourism.
Because entire world, or rather United Nations World Tourism Organization is highly focused on Croatian tourism, and it's a role model to the entire world.
Yes,
that's why it's good to know.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, the hotel during the summer, of course, is running with 90 to 100% occupancy on a given day. It's amazing. I mean, privileged to be.
It is.
Like
very few people will get the opportunity to go there.
Yeah, most probably.
Most probably. Yeah.
Thanks to Hilton, I made it. Yeah, but yes.
So now again we going on the world tour: Sri Lanka, Seychelles, Africa, Croatia. Then what?
I had to come back to Sri Lanka because my mother was sick.
Okay.
So I wanted to be with her, being the one and only child in the family. So I decided to come back to Sri Lanka. She was bedridden actually, it was the latter part of her life. And so I decided to leave. And so I came back to Sri Lanka. But I was lucky enough because at that time Onyx Hospitality, they were putting up a hotel in Kandy. And then I got in touch with them.
Again, pre-opening.
Pre-opening. It was when I came on a holiday, I saw that property coming up around the lake. So I was very inquisitive to know what it was, and then found out that it belongs to Onyx Hospitality. So I approached them. Unfortunately, they were looking for an expatriate, so I had to tell them and ask them what's the difference between me and an expatriate. And I told them very clearly, I know the terrain very well. So yeah, they understood, and finally I got the job. So it was a pre-opening again, and I came back to Sri Lanka in 2014.
Interestingly, you brought two concepts there, Kamu and Bomu.
Yeah.
It's very, very fascinating.
Yes, yes. I mean, it's a, I was actually...
So, give me some. So this, in this concept, Kamu and Bomu in Kandy, also Kandy. So it's a real concept brought into Colombo, or brought into Sri Lankan tourism industry. It's different. It's fantastic. In Sinhalese, in say Kamu meaning in eating, and Bomu it's drinking.
Yeah, yeah.
Bar and the restaurant.
Very controversial. I mean, this property was situated just behind the chief monk, that is Askiri chapter. Sorry, Malwata
chapter.
Yeah, right behind the temple. So was able to open that hotel within 6 months, if I'm not mistaken. First international presence in the hill capital. I was proud of the fact that I was able to be a part of that particular initiative. So we opened the property. As you said, the bar on the rooftop was a very famous place, Bomu Bar, right? And then restaurant was known as Kamu. So that was really nice. And at that time, Ozo Kandy was doing really well. New international product in the hill capital. So I had a 3-year stint over there. And during this time, I think Hilton signed up with Weerawila project. So yeah, why not? So again, I had a lot of experience with Hilton brand all over the place. So I was lucky enough to find my way up to this property. So I joined this property in 2017 December. Right, I started on 1st of 2018. Yeah.
Finally, you opened the property.
Yeah.
Went through the pre-opening, soft opening, and grand opening. All three you faced.
Yeah, definitely. This was again a built-up property. So Hilton took over the management, and then we had to fine-tune the property as per the Hilton specs. And in between, we would have opened a long time back, but then again we had the Easter attack that came up.
And
the pandemic and whatnot. But I'm proud to say, even though we had the pandemic, I think we have opened the property, right? So that's itself is an achievement.
It is a fantastic property. What is the concept that you brought here?
In the sense?
From your experience, is it the tree or the drawings or?
No, Doubletree is a portfolio that belongs to the Hilton family, right? So. When you talk about Hilton, everybody thinks Hilton is Hilton, but Hilton has 18 portfolios all over the world. Most of the people may have not heard those names, World of Astoria, Conrad Hotels, then Canopy, through so many. And Doubletree also is one of the portfolios. So with this product, we were able to...
So what I'm saying is your Rajavarna tree.
Yeah, Rajavarna tree is actually... I should say thank you to our owner, Mr. Samanupasena. He's the one who came out with Rajavarna concept, because before Hilton came in here, this hotel was to be opened as a Rajavarna resort, because this unique Rajavarna tree is found in these premises, right? So,
what is the uniqueness? People would like to know about it.
Rajavarna is associated with kings, right? It has that name itself brings that the prestigeness in it, right? Regal, yeah, that's right. So you find this tree in this premises. So therefore, as you could see, the Rajavarna leaf has been used all over the place, right? And we have that concept running from the moment that you enter into the hotel premises. The main gate, what you see is the Rajavarna leaf and the branches. Yeah. And then you come to the main entrance, you have the door decorated with Rajavarna leaf. And you come in, and the chandelier is made out of Rajavarna leaf. So this Rajavarna concept is all over the property. and our grand ballroom is known as Grand Rajavarna. So Rajavarna name was there. Once we took over the property, so we added that name to the brand name. So DoubleTree by Hilton Rajavarna Resort.
Yeah.
Kasun, let's have a cup of tea.
Let's have.
Okay.
Yeah. It's high time for us to have tea.
I think Savidya is no stranger to you, right?
Ah,
hello.
hi. How are you?
I'm good.
So you're from batch 17.
Yes.
See, he's from batch 17 from William Angliss Institute SLIIT. He's not yet graduated, but he's working for Hilton DoubleTree in Weerawila. So let's see your performance.
Yeah. Sure. So coming to tea jar is a product of our owners,
Okay.
like KDU Group. So it's fantastic tea, right? What do you like to have?
I'm a tea lover, or fascinating tea lover.
Chamomile, English breakfast, mint,
I like
green
tea.
Okay,
Green
here goes.
Thank you, Savinda. Thank you. We will talk about Angliss impact and those things later on. So let's see how it goes.
Sure. We are there to assist you all, Kasun.
There is a question for you. I will ask a full big question for you.
No problem.
So now my next worry, or rather next question to you. Now we are in Weerawila, away from Colombo. So how do you manage to get this staff upon arrival?
Okay.
Was it a tough call for you?
I must tell you something. I hope I have the opportunity to show you. You should, I'm sure you would have seen it, I'm not sure. To address your question, like we have a team facility. I must say thank you to Mr. Upasena. I think he was instrumental in designing that. An amazing facility, Kasun. Like, I mean, it's like another hotel, to be honest.
Okay.
Situated 1 kilometer from the hotel. It has all the facilities that you will look for. I mean, we can accommodate around 150 team members over there. It's fully air conditioned, right? And then we have recreational facilities, like we have a cricket stadium over there.
Oh.
We call it Rajavarna Cricket Stadium, right? And to go with
how many number of staff you have?
at the moment we have around 111 team members.
It's right? Quite big number.
Yes, big number given the present situation. But then again, we are geared to handle these cricket groups that are coming and so on and so forth. So coming back, having a facility of that nature attracts team members from all over the country.
Yeah.
Because you have that peace of mind when you go back after a hard day's work. We have a fantastic cricket stadium, lush green in color. Like, I mean, it's amazing. You can sometimes you feel that you are in Norelia, right? Even though you are in Hambantota, you don't have that feeling coming to you.
Okay.
So I think that's one of the key points, like to attract team members. When they know that the facility for them is good, I mean, they're more than happy to come and work in a remote area like this, Kasun.
So now, Hilton is very renowned in all over the world to look after team members and their growth. So what are your strategies for this resort?
Yeah, I mean, we always create opportunities for our team members, right? I mean, this property coming up, like, opened quite a few doors for team members in Hilton Colombo and Hilton Residency. So another property means that career development can be looked at. We're a one family, right?
Yeah.
So Yala comes up, there are other properties comes up. So there are a lot of opportunities being created within the group itself. It's a very, very interesting because, like, the team members in the family can look forward to the new openings where they will get a promotion or a designation change and go one step ahead in their career. So this is what we create for our team members.
So Krishanta, we'd like to hear your hobbies. What are your hobbies?
I'm a rugby fan.
Okay.
Trinitians.
Ruggerite.
Yeah, known for rugby. So yeah, I love rugby. Even though I have a busy schedule, like I will always make it a point to watch a game. Can be on TV or unfortunately no rugby at this present moment. But yeah, a rugby fan, I would say.
So how do you see rugby as a sport? Is it
I mean, everybody says it's a rough game, but then again, I think you need to be smart on the field. I mean, you have very limited time to make a decision. But again, it's a team game, right? I mean, one individual can shine, but for that individual to shine, you have to have
Everyone
the team.
sees yeah. So it's a manly game.
It is. It is.
It is a manly
game. Of
course,
now the opposite side also is playing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So any other activities you
No,
like?
I used to watch cricket, but since of late I have lost interest. Maybe due to the time consuming stuff, because it takes half a day or a full day to watch a match. But other than that, yeah.
What is your cutting edge coming to the industry? What was your motive behind?
No, I found when I was, as I told you, like this was a part-time job.
Yeah.
And then I found that, it took time for me to realize that this is the industry that you should select, right? So that came within me, right? So once it came to me, like I said, okay, so let's try. And I had the passion to start with. Not that somebody has asked me to join this industry, right?
No one pushes you to go.
No, because this was my part-time job, right?
Yeah.
So then I found something in this industry that I liked, and that passion has not left me.
See, now tourism and hospitality, it goes hand in hand,
Yeah.
but it's a very lucrative industry, it's a very fascinating industry. And how do you see the industry?
When you say lucrative industry, yes, but if you have the perseverance and the courage to hang around, unfortunately, the modern day generation, they want results instantly. Because they're used to this instant stuff.
Is it, you mean to say the monetary or?
Yeah, both. I mean, recognition, like, Kasun, like when you come out of school, your dream is to, get into a Thai and drive around, right? But if in this industry, you may not have that opportunity, but you will have an opportunity to serve guests to start with.
See, now we are coming to a very interesting area. This is, industry is very fascinating, it's lucrative, and we don't see the cream staying in the industry. So they come to the industry, but they go to the different avenues at the end of the session.
Two things: the parents, the mindset of our parents, like they want to see their children doing well, and if you take generally, there are respected professions like doctors, proctors, and so on and so forth. So a dream of a parent is to see that their children are attached to that profession. But unfortunately, the due recognition for the hospitality industry is not given.
It's very low, I would say.
As of now, but I'm sure it will gain its momentum in time to come. But so we need to change this mindset. The moment we change it, I think things will start happening.
So one is parent, the second one is the mindset that you're trying to say.
Yeah, because sometimes we are obedient children of our parents, right?
Yeah.
We want to make our parents happy, right? So children always listen to the parents and do what parents wants you to do. But so they won't take this decision of shifting from one profession to another, right? Because that the parents will be unhappy about it.
Yeah.
But so that needs to be changed as well. And also we, as people who had been in this industry, we have a duty to perform. That is to educate these parents, the children who are coming into the society, that this industry is an industry that can take you to so many horizons, right? It can open so many doors for you, right? So yes, you need to have the perseverance to go with, because it's not an industry that will get instant results, instant.
It will take some time.
Yeah, it takes some time.
Previously, you were talking about, and you said you got everything because of this industry.
Yeah.
You got the opportunity to travel across the globe. So, even different continents, like continent like Africa, people would not travel.
Definitely.
The Croatia would not get opportunity to go. So that is all because of the industry. So how do you categorize this? How do you see this?
Because if you have the passion and if you are willing to take up challenges, I personally think that if you want to survive and do well in this industry, you need to be away from your comfort zones. You need to have that because a lot of people, what I have seen in this society, in our country especially, want to be in their comfort zones and also want to achieve success. I really don't think these two goes together, right? because if you want to achieve success, now we have to break this hoodoo. You need to, move out from your comfort zones. But then again, as I said, I always say parents. The parents also like to see their children within the
comfort zones,
parameters, right? So both parties should work together, and then you need to expose yourself to the extreme situations, right? I mean, it can be outside Sri Lanka as well. I think I would advise to do so, because once you see the world, I think you learn a lot of things that theoretical stuff cannot bring into you.
So you are trying to say travel and work, or work and travel?
Work and travel would be the ideal situation.
Work and
you
travel.
need to have money, right?
So now, Krishanta, you see this industry locally and globally, and also international perspective. What is the future angle of the industry?
If you look at the history, I mean, these type of pandemics have hit the whole world, but it took time, but the world came out of it. So we are going through a tough times. There's a saying that tough times never last, but tough people do. So yeah, bad times will comes to an end, and a good time will be ushered. Yeah. So we need to hang around till the good times come. I think we should use that time to prepare ourselves. I personally believe, I'm an optimist. There will be
otherwise this hotel would not open at this point.
Definitely.
Because this is a pandemic, and people would not think about it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So let's prepare ourselves to face this. We all call this travel bubble. I mean, that's coming very soon. Yeah. So if you are not prepared to face this travel bubble, I think we will be buried in it. So I think.
So you are looking at Sri Lankan perspective or
globally?
Globally.
I mean, globally. I mean, we will be a beneficiary of the situation, because if you look at the records, I think we have managed this pandemic pretty well compared to most of the countries. I think our competitors have messed it up, right? Like India, for instance, and other Asian countries. So we have an opportunity to attract high spenders, tourists who can spend lavishly to our country, because we have.
But the problem is tourists, they have not seen the world nearly for a year now.
Yes. They're starving, right?
They're starving to travel.
So we have a lot to offer, right? Let's grab this opportunity and make sure that we get the correct high spenders, I mean, good tourists, and we will come out of it and do well.
So what would be the international perspective? How do we see that? The international?
I think I hear a lot of good things being said. Vaccines
within the chain, you
yeah, I think we are very optimistic. I think we also looking ahead, thinking that things will change. Obviously, things have to change, and it will change. So we are waiting till the good times comes to ensure that we are ready to welcome our guests back to our hotels.
So basically, none of your hotels are closed. It's
no, not really. I mean, we are going through a lean period. Yeah. Of course, we know that things are, because if you look at the progress, things are moving slowly, very slow pace, but it will gain momentum in time to come.
So coming back to Sri Lanka, so now we have the whole big cultural taboo across this industry, right? It's a very thick wall is made. What is your view on that?
Yeah, the perception towards the industry. So that needs to be taken out, because I told you, like, I mean,
in a formal chat we were talking.
I think hotel should be a restaurant. If that is the case, a foreigner told me, like, from Katunayaka, when it was the old road, like to Colombo, he has counted around 300 hotels. So unfortunately, our society do not know the meaning of a hotel, because even a restaurant is being called a hotel. So I think that needs to be changed to start with, and we need to give due recognition to the industry. I mean, if you look at it, this is the industry that can take Sri Lanka to another level. I think we need to understand that, and institutions like William Angliss, we need to have more institutions of that magnitude, because we need to have the correct talent to take this industry forward.
Thank you. It's a good gesture to us. We'll talk about Angliss in the next few segments. Let's see how it goes. Hello.
It's famous cookies
It is.
crossing the lobby.
Hi, hi. Bye. So, Krishanta, now I wanted to know, now we are from William Angliss Institute SLIIT.
Yeah.
I want to see your perspective about our institute.
Yeah, William Angliss is a known institution in Sri Lanka, right? I think that's this trend that every parent would like to send their children to your institution. Like it's a trend that's coming out. And even you find a lot of students are interested in going to William Angliss. I really don't know this association with SLIIT. I think also has contributed in a positive way.
No, you know, there's a story because what we want to have it in the campus itself.
Yeah.
That's why we brought the Angliss into the SLIIT campus itself.
Yeah. So, I mean, I have seen students from William Angliss.
Savinda is one of them.
Savinda is one of them. And whenever I go to Hilton, Colombo and Hilton residences, I think the Hilton brand is associating with your institution very closely.
Very much. So they are the first people who came to our industry.
I think for international chains, I personally think that having institution of your magnitude like definitely will help, because I mean your products are pretty good, and also international chains are willing to take them on board. And if you need assistance when it's come to training or whatever, I think it's a win-win situation for both the parties. So
it is. And interestingly, your son is also our student.
Yes.
Yeah. So what do you think?
It's
not just because you're studying.
No, actually I did not push him.
Yeah.
I think he wanted to have a career in the industry. Obviously, he may have seen what I'm doing, right? Obviously, I'm sure he's influenced by what he has seen so far. So maybe that drive came from himself, not from me, right? So he wanted to have a career in the industry. So I have given my blessings, and here goes.
We'll see another Krishanta in the industry.
Most probably, yes.
Thank you. I'm under the hot sun.
It's very hot.
Very hot. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the last bit of the talk show today. I have a last question from you, Krishanta. Before we move into the last question, I want you to explain about the Rajavarna tree. We are behind the Rajavarna tree. We were talking highly about it.
If you look at the name, Doubletree by Hilton Weerawila Rajavarna Resort. So this Rajavarna name is associated with this resort. And we are right over here. This is this unique Rajavarna tree.
This is...
Yeah. So, I mean, it says that you only find...
This is your theme across.
Yeah. So this, the design of the leaf is being incorporated into the architecture. Like, as you could see from the main entrance to the lobby entrance to your rooms, everywhere you see this Rajavarna design incorporated into the hotel architecture.
So, Krishanta, our viewers would like to hear your message. What is your message to our viewers?
Yeah, my message is the industry is going through a tough times. But as we all know, tough times will never last, but tough people do. We need to have that resilience, like we need to face this difficult period knowing that the good times are ahead. So I suggest that we prepare ourselves in order to face the good times that will be ushered in, I would say, in few months' time.
Today's episode was very fruitful. It's a different location, different setting, and different people. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you very much for being with us. We look forward to see you again. Thanks.